Our next and final story is about adoption, but it's about a very unique adoption story. Now, it involves three white couples who have between them adopted a total of 4 biracial children who happen to share the same biological parents. Now, in an effort to try and keep the children close, they did something a bit unique. They sought each other out and have now connected and have since come together very often, including holidays and special events. And now the best way, I think, to tell the story is to have them do so. So I would like to now introduce one member of each couple and have you get to know their story. So we'll start off with Dr. Haslam Straughan. She is the Associate Dean at Wheelock College and co-author of the book Parenting and Transracial Adoption, Real Questions and Real Answers. She and her husband Jay adopted 2 of the children, Matt and Billy. Now, we also have Ann Barrett. Now, she's on the right. She is a clinical nurse specialist at Northeastern University. And with her husband, the good old guy Phil, they adopted Harry, the brother of Matt and Billy. And now, to round things off, on the left, we have Mare Parker O'Toole. Coincidentally, she also works at, well, she's an assistant director of Earl Learning Center for Learning and Innovation at Wheelock College as well. Mare and her wife, Kate, adopted Jonathan, the youngest of the 4, and after 2 years came across Ann and Phil and realized they had found one of their son's 2 brothers. Good job?
Absolutely.
All right, today one big happy group. Welcome to Urban Update. Let's get this story rolling because I find it very fascinating. I'm going to start with you, the author, because I guess you're living your book, right?
Yes.
Biracial kids, you got all this blended family. I mean, it's hard to keep track though, right?
It is, actually. So this is my book, Parenting and Transracial Adoption. And the premise of the book was we decided as co-authors to interview white couples, as you mentioned, adopting 1 or more children of color. And we asked them things about like what their experience growing up with race was as parents, and then what their adoption story was. If you talk to any adoptive parent, people are just so eager to tell you how they became adoptive parents and what that story was like. And then we asked them, what experiences they've had around race and prejudice with their children and how they've navigated that, and then finally what they've learned. And I think sort of that final piece really relates to the stories that we have, which is a lot of these parents felt isolated and alone in the communities that they were in, raising children who were of a different race than they were, who had different backgrounds than they had, and really trying to help them thrive, and didn't find many other people like them. And I think that's what's really special about what we've been able to provide for our kids and for one another.
Absolutely, and the great thing about this is you've kept this family of 4 together. Now, Ann, you were looking for the brother, right? Or one of the brothers.
Yes. Yeah. Well. Okay.
You tell me. Yes. Yes.
It was a little circuitous, but everybody has to do a MAP training before you become a foster parent or an adoptive parent. So we did that maybe 2 years ago. We would go to the library, we would look through the Massachusetts Adoption Resource Exchange book, and in that book would be challenging children to adopt, medical disabilities, psychological disabilities, neurological, and also sibling groups. So, and the reason I bring that up is that the sibling group is hard. It's overwhelming for people they look at a group of kids and they think, how can we do this? And our boys were in that book for a year, and then, too long of a story, but all of a sudden they got split up, and within a week we got Harry. Longer for you guys, but why we are very excited about this is that you're able to kind of keep a family together, and as an added bonus, the parents have become like really good friends and really good supports.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So now you have the youngest one, right?
I do. He came after, and it took us a couple of years we knew that they were out there, and by circumstance going to an event, we saw someone who looked very much like him, older, but just almost identical, and it turned out to be his brother Harry. And from that, we were able to connect with the families, and we've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that, because you guys have made it a point to have the children have contact with each other, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we probably every 6 weeks we get together just as at one house or another, whoever feels more prepared, I think, or maybe has cleaned, I don't know, for me.
Yeah.
But, and then we do events, you know, like Matt won a national championship for parkour or for gymnastics, and, you know, we all went to that, and we do birthdays, we do holidays, maybe not always on the holiday, but, you know, around it. And then we have Brothers' Day, which is when they met, which
That's
was
awesome.
really cool.
And what a coincidence, you both work at Wheelock, right?
Yeah.
Now you're at Northeastern, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so listen, this was awesome. I could probably do a whole show on each one of you individually, but I know that we have a calendar that we wanted to talk really briefly about. This is, you did this, right?
No, my wife puts
yes,
it together
Kate, right?
every year,
Kate,
so it's
good job, Kate. Give her a shout out.
yeah.
And let me show your book again, because I want people who know you're not alone if you are a white couple and you've adopted either Latino kids or biracial kids or kids from any other background. I think now, today more than ever, it's a challenge, but yet an opportunity. So I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate Wheelock College for putting this segment together, and maybe we'll have back when we do maybe a whole show on all this, because I think it's really fascinating. Last tip.
Last tip, I would say be open to reaching out to others and staying connected. Don't be afraid of staying connected to family members of kids who are being adopted. It's really important.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we did it.
Thank you.
We did it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's it for the. Well, don't move yet. Don't you? You can't leave yet. That's it for this edition of Urban Update. But before we go, listen, I got a special shout out to some Urban Update loyal viewers. We're going to put their picture up on screen. Look, they work at a 7-Eleven in Jamaica Plain. They watch the show every Sunday to help them learn English. They are from Ghana, a nation in West Africa known for its diverse wildlife, old forts, and secluded beaches. So thank you, my Ghana family, for watching Urban Update every week. And for everyone here, have a great Sunday, everyone.